Hi everybody, I will talk on ground induced current. Ground induced current. What is ground induced current? Ground induced current is a current flowing in power grid system or in pipeline during severe space weather events like maybe geomagnetic storm, superstorm, or sudden impulse. So ground induced current is depend on fluctuation of geomagnetic field, high frequency variation of geomagnetic field. We can model ground induced current by considering the variation of magnetosphere, ionosphere current system, and the ground conductivity. In fact, we can, based on induction law, to derive geoelectric field. This is a known Faraday's law which relates variation in magnetic field induced geoelectric field. So by solving this equation, this differential equation, we will get geoelectric field variation. E y as function of t maybe is equals to the square root of angular frequency of plane wave divided by conductivity, magnetic permeability of free space, exponent with complex pi over 4 of bx, where bx is geomagnetic field in the x direction and the geoelectric field is in the y direction, and the phase shift is about between geoelectric field and geomagnetic field is pi over 4 or nearly 45 degree. In the time domain, we can write as follows: E y as a function of t, which is equals to 1 over pi conductivity, permeability, magnetic permeability, then integrate from 0 to infinity, g as a function of t minus tau divided by square root of tau, then d tau. This formula, this implies the convolution integral, which means tau is lag time, this is time derivative of magnetic field. The implication is that because of causality principle, geoelectric field depend on lag, on earlier time variation of magnetic field. So the denominator is the square root of lag time, the square root of tau. As the lag time increase, the geoelectric field gets decreased. Once we determine geoelectric field, it is easy to get ground induced current in certain power grid. We can write as follow: ground induced current, which is equals to some constant geoelectric field in y direction plus b, some constant, then geoelectric field in x direction as a function of this. A and B are constant is associated to specific power system, which means it could be the geometrical component or the resistance of the node of power system associated to that. So we can easily estimate the ground induced current during space weather event using this approach. After all, it is easy, it's not difficult to get the ground induced current in certain region if we know conductivity. In fact, that conductivity could be tensor, but we can approximate as much as possible. Thank you for your attention.